Welcome to Maple Grove High School for Northwest Suburban Conference Boys Soccer, an early season matchup here between the Armstrong Falcons and the Crimson from Maple Grove. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Ligry. And Sig, each team off to has played one game so far. Armstrong played probably one of the better teams they'll see this season. St. Louis Park, they came out on the short end of that one by a 4-1 score.
Well, that is a short end, but you're starting against a very good team, so they can probably regroup a little bit and see how they can move forward in this match.
New coach for the Falcons this year is Cameron Opel, comes over from Cooper. They basically traded coaches. Armstrong's old coach Kent Getchell went over to Cooper. We saw him last week, and Cameron Opel taking over at Armstrong. Meanwhile, for Maple Grove, a 2-1 win over Buffalo, a game that they thought pretty solid for the first game. They've got about 7 or 8 returners this year, and it wasn't something that they felt bad about at all. They thought they played a pretty solid opener.
Well, that's a good start for this team. If they had that many returners, they are now going to have to finesse them into the match and then get them into the play and play forward with it.
Maple Grove was about in the middle of the pack in the Northwest Suburban last year. Went to the Section 8 AA semifinals. Definitely a program that year in and year out they expect to be a contender. They would like to move up a little bit from what they did a year ago.
Absolutely. As you were saying, every year we look at Maple Grove boys team as being one of the contenders for state tournament. And they've been a little bit off the last couple of years, and I'm sure they're very, very anxious to get back into their game that they're used to, winning the games, getting into the sections, and moving forward into the tournaments.
Coaches from Maple Grove are saying Armstrong always gives them trouble. They've played them early in the season quite a few of the years lately. So we'll see how this one shakes out here tonight. It's the Falcons and the Crimson doing battle, and it comes your way next here on 12 Sports.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
To Maple Grove, the sun starting to set in most of the field in shadow as we begin game 2, although both keepers will be in the sun as we start the night, as you see each team having their second game of the season and both their first against a conference opponent as Maple Grove in white, and they have Peter Spack starting in goal, their senior. And Armstrong in the visiting red, and Bennett Shibb will be their starter in goal. He is a sophomore. So you look there at Spack making his way to the net, and there you see the difference when he gets out into the sun, and might be just a little bit of an issue, but probably not for very long into the contest here.
So either keeper, when they're looking back towards the press box area, they're going to have that sun right in their eyes. Maple Grove flicks it in.
And here we go as the Crimson come up the right side. A nice cross and almost had an opportunity very early on here. Now ball knocked away, and it will be a corner kick, it looks like, as see Bennett Shibb, the starter. Armstrong thinking it should be a goal kick, but the official saying no. Corner kick coming here, and Juan Mantilla will take this corner for Maple Grove as they try and get an early opportunity. Looked like they were going to get a good shot right away on that first advance.
I thought they were going to get a shot on goal, but Armstrong defense collapsed on that one. Now Armstrong on the run.
Nice takeaway there for the Crimson by Dakota Weigel. Now Mantilla dishing it back, and they'll get things reset. looking to switch fields here as they bring it around the horn. Jack Gleckler sending one long, and on one high hop, it's Shib out to grab it. Shib was tested a lot. He faced about 15 shots on goal in that game against Park and let 4 in, but they felt like he stepped up to the challenge in many occasions that could have even been more.
Yeah, 15 saves, that's a lot, or shots on goal.
Up to Du Bois now, trying to go to Mantilla, but it gets out of play. It will be a throw here for Armstrong. Under heavy pursuit, the pass got away there, and Karen breaks it up for Maple Grove. Now they drop it back to Brody Karen. Coming to meet it there was Antonio Magadon, and they'll switch around now as Gleckler sends it out to the right. Magadon sending it up, broken up there, but taken right back by Mantilla. Trying to beat a double team here. Doing a pretty good job keeping possession there against Joulor.
Mantilla showing off his footwork, shielding the ball nicely. Then
pass broken up, and then a attempt at a cross there by Magadon that goes bouncing harmlessly away, so a goal kick here for Armstrong. Maple Grove took care of things pretty good in the girls' game, winning at 3-zip.
Yeah, their second half effort was pretty amazing, getting 3 goals in a 12-minute span, and then just kind of took control of the game after that.
It'll be a throw for Armstrong as you get a look at Peter Spock, the keeper for Maple Grove. Strong header there by Dean Koopman for Armstrong, and then played right up the middle, but it's had a little too much on it off the foot of Uriah's jaw in the yellow shoes, number 9 for the Falcons. So Spock will get it. Boots it away with the left foot. Now Armstrong looking to counter, but a quick takeaway, and Maple Grove will go back to Spock with it. Armstrong changed up formations a little bit after kind of getting dominated in the midfield a little bit earlier in their game against St. Louis Park, so going with a 4-3-3 look here this evening. Again, Coach Opel and his staff just coming over. Here's a nice move to the front, but a strong step up to take away that chance for James Ajman there for Armstrong. Lifted long, and here's an opportunity.
Ooh, the ball had some backspin on it.
Du Bois with a shot, and stop made there by Shib.
The defender pushed him just far enough off target, right there, the ball spinning away, and then just running over the defender. That's what you call a power forward.
Yeah, the initial ball coming to Jeff Clune, it kind of, as you said, spun back away, and I think most of the defense's attention was on Clune there, and all of a sudden Du Bois came charging in and chest trapped it down and got away a shot. Not a real hard one ultimately, but still a little dangerous look for a moment anyway. Here come the Falcons up the middle of the field, and a shot taken and a goal. Armstrong gets on the board early in this one, as buried by Michael Arell.
Split the defense. Here's a miss. Wow. Then right inside the near post. You see it again. Nice low shot. Spock not able to get over there. He thought it was coming the other direction.
So Arell, one of the captains as a sophomore, knocking that one in, put it into the corner, and Armstrong grabbing a 1-0 lead here on the Crimson. Now it's Du Bois coming hard up the right side. Keeps scrapping for it. And this ball was out, and then a shot taken rather late there by Maple Grove. It'll be a goal kick for Armstrong.
But what a change in fortune with Maple Grove coming off to a fast start, and all of a sudden Armstrong came with a blitz of their own. They're up 1-0 early.
That was their first real bona fide opportunity of the match, and they made it count.
That was the first shot taken, and that's all you need.
Arell trying to jab that ball back loose, but the Crimson will get it. Here's Karen circling back and left it there for Gleckler to boom it high up the middle. Going to push in the back there against Rafael Lamas of Armstrong. So a free kick coming up here for Maple Grove. Gleckler surveys the field and he'll send it straight up the middle, but Armstrong there first with the header.
Well, there's a huge crowd in front of the net that time.
Nice takeaway there by Ja. And then his pass in turn intercepted though by Will Zaver. And here's Mantilla up the left side with a little room and looking to Dubois. Nice ball.
He's got another player with a number 11.
Dubois trying to send it over that way. It's going to go through everyone. It'll be a goal kick as he, I think, was caught a little in between taking the shot and making the pass there.
Yeah, that's where it ended up, between the shot and watch this. Yeah, I think he's trying to get it past the keeper inside the far post.
Well, lost his footing a little bit. Strong header there, but it goes out of play by Carpe Zugli for Maple Grove. So a throw here for Armstrong as the Falcons striking early in this one, just over 5 minutes in on a goal from Michael Arell. Trying to go to Dubois up the line there. Now it is punched ahead, and he may get an opportunity, and down he goes. And the second try goes wide of the net. Just going to be a goal kick. Maple Grove looking around a little bit.
But that was a clean tackle made by the defender, so no foul called by either the center referee or the assistant referee. Here's it again. Yeah, he cut the ball first, and then they tumbled. Good hustle.
And we'll get a foul call here against Maple Grove, so Armstrong will get a free kick right near the midfield mark. School year about to begin, of course, right after Labor Day in both the Robbinsdale and Osseo school districts, which these are a part of. So guys getting a little last summer vacation here while they're starting up their soccer seasons. Here's Mantilla looking ahead for Jeff Clune. Clune chipping it over, and then a high bounce. Dubois heading it toward himself, trying to get out there as he grapples with Koopman.
Trying to find an opening. He finally does, but there were not one single white shirt in the area.
So Shib able to scoop that one up pretty easily.
Wow, nice punt.
Here's Mantilla gaining control here for the Crimson. Now up to Clune. Trying to split a double team there. Almost got it done. Now following up though is Magadan. Tried to send a through ball there, but it'll roll past everyone except the keeper there, Bennett Shib, and he will grab it up. Approaching 10 minutes into this one, Armstrong leading it 1-0, although Maple Grove's kind of had the better of the territorial play overall here, but Armstrong converted on their one good chance.
Yeah, time of possession, Maple Grove is ahead.
Nice move there, draws some oohs and ahs as Emil Safo. Here he gets a shot away, and it bounces through the keeper and then headed in. And Armstrong will take a 2-0 lead as Spock couldn't control it, and Zach Nagel was there to finish it off from point-blank range for Armstrong.
Let's see again. I want to see if the sun was a factor, because he was looking right into that bright sun. Nice move here. Yeah, it's up. Yeah, he didn't see that ball coming into his hand. He had his hands up in position, but I don't think he saw the ball.
Good job to get this shot away initially here, certainly.
Yeah, I don't think he saw it.
Number 7, Tyler Martin.
And so Nagel winning the race to that ball, and Armstrong out to a 2-0 lead here for great opportunities, and they've put them both away. Headed to the front, and a little bit of a miss hit there, but no harm done for the Falcons. Nagel trying to play that ball up the line, looking for H-Mon there, but it'll be a throw here for Nagel. Obviously, Spock would like to have that one back again, but I think you're right. The sun probably, I was saying that. I don't think it'll be much of a factor, but until that sun goes, away for him,
right.
It certainly can be.
Yeah, this is the worst time when it's just not quite over the horizon yet. We're into the shadows.
Chipped ahead, Du Bois, not quite going to be able to get there.
There's Du Bois again. We saw him last year, very quick.
And a turnaround shot try by Mantilla, bounces wide, and she's about to grab it up here for the Falcons.
Wow, that is high. Gets about 45 yards on the kick and about an additional 10-15 on the bounce.
Mantilla getting to it first here for Maple Grove, and that one trying to spring Du Bois there, but instead it'll come to the keeper. Shib's going to go on the ground with it to Lamas, and he's going to turn and play it right back to Bennett here. Went right up the middle, and Maple Grove able to gain possession there as Riley Gill will send it back. Here comes Arell. Arell looking to the outside, trying to go to Brendan Mayer there. And it will be a goal kick for Maple Grove.
Ball out off of Armstrong. Maple Grove goal kick. Now in for Maple Grove, number 10. Carpe Zugli.
Zugli coming back into the lineup here for Maple Grove as Spock gets ready to take this goal kick. And bounce all the way up to Du Bois here. Nice ball to the outside as he gets it to Zaver, and then looking back to Du Bois.
And that's something Du Bois was really good at. We've seen him before. Racing down the sideline, setting up an opportunity, and forcing a corner kick. Second corner for the Crimson, back to Du Bois.
Yeah, they go short with it, and then his shot into the body of Safo coming at him. And now Du Bois, can he turn and get a shot? Looking for an angle, fires, and a nice stop. Ball loose in front, and the Falcons able to clear it. You could see Du Bois' eyes light up. He had a little bit of room to work with there for maybe one of the first times, and got just a step to the right and got a hard, low shot away. Shib was tested. Now it comes free in front. Clune needed to be a little quicker to pull the trigger. Now he gets it back, though, and fires and scores. Well, shows what I know. He had it in mind all the way there. It looked like he had waited too long, but stayed with it and buries it, and Maple Grove now on the board, and they have to feel good about that. You don't want to be staring at a 2-goal deficit for a long time, and he was able to put it away.
That was just perseverance paying off right there. Here's the, as the ball comes past Shib. Great effort by Clune.
So now a 2-1 score as Maple Grove rewarded for getting some opportunities, and looks as though we, at least in the early going, here's another opportunity now. Du Bois chipping it across. Oh, and Shib just got a piece of that.
Wow.
And a corner coming. I was just about to say we might have a high-scoring game, and then all of a sudden we get a near breakaway.
What a great cross right here. Just missed it, and Shib just got his fingers on it. Third corner for the Crimson. It's going to kick into, wow, there's a traffic jam right in front of the goal area. Why would you want that many players in there?
Batted around, and it comes loose in front. Shib trying to dive on it. He's out of his net. And the Falcons bang it out of there for the moment anyway. And now they will get it cleared out some distance anyhow as Weigel gained control.
That first goal by Maple Grove certainly raised up the motivation factor for them.
Googly knocked off it by Garrett Hanlon, but it will be another corner for the Crimson.
And the way the Maple Grove players crowd that goal area, you don't want to give up too many corners. Somebody could get a header in there and poke it right in. That's what they tried.
Nice job there on the clear for the Falcons. And it will be, I think, a Maple Grove throw, it looks like. Yes.
Yeah, I thought it would be. Oh, nice try, though.
Tyler Markvey triggering it in here for the Crimson, and now it'll come right back. Lofting it for Du Bois with the header, but a little too high and over the top. So Maple Grove continuing to generate chances. That one didn't amount to anything, but
Let's good look at number 24. It's Du Bois, Ryan Du Bois.
knocked ahead by Karen and then headed right back by the Falcons as they try and gain control here near midfield. Good battle there, and Lohr kept it alive. And it will be Maple Grove's throw here as we approach the halfway point of this first half, but in a pretty eventful one. 2-1 Armstrong lead.
It's kind of a game where you have to keep your eye on it because you don't know when someone's going to break away and do something.
Yeah, much of the match has really been spent in Armstrong's end. Maple Grove has clearly had the better of the overall play. However, they gave up 2 chances and Armstrong converted on them both. Here's Du Bois cutting it to the middle.
Nice move.
Goes right toward the net. Oh, and Shib kicks that one out of there. No, actually it looks like it must have just hit the side of the net, so it's a goal kick.
Yeah, I think it hit the far post and then went away. Look at the boy, nice handling, knows what he's doing, takes a shot.
Yeah, just off the outside of the post. I thought he had gotten a little foot save on that one, but not the case. So we get a goal kick here for Armstrong.
Maple Grove, looking over at William Markham's sheet, has 9 shots taken so far in the first half, with 4 of them on goal.
Du Bois goes down here, and
little collision.
looks like we did have a foul call, and they're going to say just outside the box.
Isn't it amazing how that happens?
Yeah.
It's always, a foot, a couple inches outside the box.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, a penalty kick is such a big turner in a game that you have to be really sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's Mantilla lining it up, chips it, trying to go short side with it. I don't think that was exactly what he had in mind there as he puts it out of play. So subbing in for Armstrong, Nagel comes back in, also Nicholas Mayer. There's Nagel, who had the second goal for the Falcons on that header that after the keeper Spock had been unable to haul it in on a nice shot from way deep in the corner that may very well have been sun-aided.
Yeah, we have an assist to the Sun here. Willie has it marked to the big S gets the assist.
Did you draw a little picture of it too?
Yeah,
then,
little thing with a.
Out of bounds it goes. We will get a throw here for Maple Grove. Bounces into the middle of the field there and a nice step up, but a little trouble controlling it there, but then Hanlon gets it ahead, and now they'll go all the way back to Spock with it here. Gave that one away though. Falcons trying to get it back. H-Man trying to leave it there for Nagel, but taken away. Nice speed to get to that one by Safo there, but it will be a throw for Maple Grove.
Safo tried to save it, but then ball went over the touchline. Oop, did it again. So Maple Grove will continue their march downfield. There's Clune battling for it.
Corner one more time here for the Crimson.
That's number 5. You know, you just know that one of these times that corner is gonna burn somebody.
Mantilla waiting for his guys to get in where they want them.
A little deep.
Oh, served it out front there, and Zugli, excuse me, got a header on that one, but just didn't time it quite right, and he knew that was an opportunity there that just couldn't quite direct it where he wanted to, as he, I think, got up a little too early on the ball.
And the ball's a little bit higher than he would have preferred, but that was a nicely placed corner kick.
Xaver spinning out of there with it for Maple Grove. Now DuBois will take this ball up the right side.
There's a 1-on-3. He's waiting for his teammates to come up. Staying patient, gets it outside.
Zugli serving it out front, and should be able to come up with that ball. And knocked back out of there. Pass to the middle, and Nagel stepped up to block it, but then Gill got it right back. However, we'll have a foul against Maple Grove, and Armstrong will get a free kick here. Nagel losing his shoe in the process. Nagel, one of a few guys going with the long sleeve tonight. It's by late August standards, not super hot, but definitely warm enough that wouldn't necessarily expect to see that. But
maybe he's trying to get ready for the second half when the sun goes down. It's going to be about 59 overnight.
Knocked back to Shib here, and he'll roll it ahead. Brennan Mayer looking over there for Safo, but volleyed out of play. It will be a throw as Armstrong gets set to bring a Smith Say back in along with Uriah Jaw, but not on this occasion, of course, with the throw for Maple Grove. Weigel triggers it in quick to Du Bois. Looking to get a step.
Whoa.
Nice takeaway. However, it will still be a corner kick. Koopman kind of picked his pocket, but it ended up out off Koopman.
That's going to say that was a nice pick. But here we go again. There's a team meeting right in front of the keeper.
Although they have elected to not go quite as bunched up as they were earlier. Here's the header, and just landing on top of the net as Gleckler got up for that one. And again, they get pretty much what they wanted, but just not quite able to control the header and knock it in.
Yeah, they're a little bit off on the execution, but that's their sixth corner of the half, which I think is pretty high.
There's Urias Jaw coming back in for the Falcons. Weigel lofting it ahead. Du Bois trying to send it to Clune.
Yeah, he had a little trouble getting in control. Then when he did, he tried to flick it forward and didn't quite make it. But again, Maple Grove just dominating in the midfield area.
Yeah, it hasn't taken them long to get the ball back when when Armstrong's been able to clear it.
No, not at all. I mean, it's like as soon as they don't even get to clear it. They get the ball out there and Maple Grove's all over it.
Good, an illegal throw there against Armstrong. So Maple Grove will take possession here. They'll leave it for Jack Dorholt. Sending it over now toward Xaver. And his header is out of play. Armstrong gets a throw in. Good step up by Gleckler, but then knocked back the other way by Sappho. Xaver had a jab loose. Weigel sending it up. Team's kind of pinballing it back and forth, trading turnovers here. Xaver had it is taken away there nicely by Sappho. And it will be a throw here for Armstrong, and it will be Dwayne Sappho to take it.
No turn, no foul. No turn, no foul.
And Zugli was kind of run over there a little bit by Nicholas Mayer, so the flag went up, and foul call against the Falcons. Gleckler will take this free kick here for Maple Grove. And Clune not quite able to trap that one down and control it. And that's an illegal throw again against Armstrong. And the subs being allowed in for Maple Grove as they will send Charlie Schmid, 23, and Connor Winkleman, number 15, into the match.
Charlie Schmidt.
Quite a number of sophomores among this group, and Winkleman being one of those. Not terribly unusual anymore, though, to see, 10th graders making a varsity squad at all, even in a big school.
Right. How many times do you see a lot of these outstanding freshmen, or sometimes even 8th graders, coming into play?
Schmid taking the throw, sending it to the front, and then it comes loose the other side. Clune trying to get to it, just couldn't quite get there while still having an angle for a shot.
Yeah, if he could have turned there, he could have had a pretty good shot on goal.
Chip to the front. That was a nice ball played out there by Riley Gill. Now Gill leaving it here for Zugli. Winkleman trying to keep possession. Zugli got it back and then thumped out of there by Garrett Hanlon for Armstrong.
And then, like you said, even on clearing the ball out of their defensive area, it just seems to end up with under the control of the Crimson.
Clune stepping through. Nice hustle there by Riley Gill getting to it. Now here's DuBois.
And again, by himself, he's going to take the shot.
Steps to the middle, and then his shot denied, but it will be a corner kick. Made a really good initial move to get free here, right here as he steps back across. I thought maybe he would take the shot right away there.
I think you're right. I think that would have been a much better opportunity. But here we go with Grand Central again.
Yeah, most of them have been from the other side, but there's still been a lot of corners in this first half for Maple Grove, and certainly it would seem as though that might come back to bite Armstrong.
A little deep again.
Looking far post this time. Gleckler trying to come up with it, and booted way out. Nagel lifting it in the air here. Maple Grove, though, winning most of these balls, and they do so again. Now looking to go to Winkleman. Good takeaway again, however, by Sappho. Weigel playing it through, but it went out of play. It'll be a throw for Armstrong. Good effort, but subbing in for the Falcons, Arell will come back in. He had their first goal tonight. And I'll have him do it again here as the sub was just leaving for Armstrong. Lofted out of play by Lamas. It'll be a throw for Maple Grove. They've continued to apply the pressure. Maybe haven't gotten quite as many good chances of late, but they've, after falling behind 2-0, they got a goal, and they've really controlled a good chunk of the first half.
Yeah, they're doing what they should be doing, maintaining control of the ball and putting some offensive pressure on. The tricky part is finishing it off. And again, they win the ball in the midfield. Whoops, we get a foul called. Oh, offside. Yeah, it's a good thing they have flags so we know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, the center referee, like us, didn't notice it right away.
Right.
That's why it seemed like a late, signal or whistle, but it really was called initially. Falcons come up with it, but again, pressured into a turnover, and Weigel will in possession. He in turn had it taken though by Sappho. Sappho's really shown a nice ability to, in both attack a dribbler but also steal passes. He's a good anticipation and pretty good, quickness in a short space.
Yeah, good smart feet. He knows how to get in there and take the ball away.
Spock, the left footer, booting it. Bounces high in the air and run down here by Gill. Seems like in a lot of these cases too, Sig, Maple Grove seems more sure of themselves than going after a ball. They're not hesitating at all. As somebody is going hard right after, whereas Armstrong is laying back just a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't mean that they're not hustling, but they're just not as sure of when to go and when not to.
A little bit tentative.
Yep.
And you can't afford to do that against a good team like Maple Grove because, as you said, they're in attack mode all the time.
Now in for Armstrong, number 23, James Ajaman. Now in for the Crimson, number 29, Juan Mantilla.
Maple Grove gets it back into play. The header sends it to the front. Nagel trying to get it there to H-Mon. And now a high shot. Arell wanted to see if he could find that upper corner, but instead got underneath it way too much there and sails it over the top. He had some good summer experience. This is a guy that's not real big, but definitely very skilled. And boy, anytime you get to be a captain as a sophomore, that says pretty good things about him. Arell coming up with it here, playing it to the outside. Safo. And Weigel comes back to run that one off him, but Safo will get it. Here's Arell. Chipping it to the front, wanted to go there to Nagel, but he was just trying to turn and get away from the defender and couldn't reach the ball. So goal kick here for Maple Grove. 4:40 to go in this first half and a 2-1 Armstrong lead. Flicked ahead toward the boy here by Schmid. Falcons now break it up and pound it out of play. It'll be a throw for Maple Grove. Well, all three of the goals that we've had were in the first 15 minutes, so the scoring pace has certainly slowed, though not the action.
No, that hasn't changed. Maple Grove still doing exactly what they want to do, maintain ball possession.
And that one will bounce wide of the mark off the header, so goal kick coming here for Armstrong.
Armstrong goal kick.
And it rolls ahead. Here comes Mantilla.
Try and track it down, looking for some help. Nice step around. Just kind of plows through the defender.
Oh, and then a shot right into the face of the Armstrong player. Ouch. You'll see getting there to block it, and then, ouch.
Ow, ow, ow.
Lamas taking that one hard in the face.
You know, as we keep telling people, it's not pleasant when you get hit with a soccer ball at that speed, but that ball is pretty hard. Let's see it again. Ooh, right in the face. Side of the face.
That did not feel good. See Mantilla just trying to get a little space to sneak that shot between, and it's,
so the trainer's down the field, taking a look at number 14, Lamas.
Dean on the field, Dean. Water.
part of being a defender. I mean, you kind of sacrifice your body a little bit. And you're not hoping that happens, but
right, you could see him, his arms clutching his upper body as he was trying to turn his body to block it. And then he came up so fast that he had no time to react.
see what Maple Grove has coming up.
Number 14, Rafael Lamas.
So they'll take a look at him in the sideline. He's still holding his head and walking kind of slowly. But yeah, he's trying to figure out which stadium he's in. Well, that's what I call taking one for the team.
Eric Schneider reporting in here for the Falcons. Long throw in there, and it will be another corner kick as Armstrong heads it out.
Corner kick for the Crimson.
Mantilla lining it up here for Maple Grove. Heavy traffic in front. Swatted, but still in a dangerous spot here.
I mean, it's like a pinball game.
And then there's a rising shot that'll sail over the top. Gleckler got not a ton of space, but enough to get a shot away, but he drills it way too high. And another opportunity miss there for Maple Grove with a set piece out of the corner kick. Zugli booms it high in the air. And eventually the Crimson able to get possession there as Gill tracked it down and the pass. The player slipped, and it'll be a throw here for Armstrong.
Yeah, we noticed in the girls' game that some of the areas in the field may be a little bit slippery.
Nice step ahead there by Weigel.
1 minute remaining in first half. 1 minute.
And that one's going to bounce away into the Crimson bench. We'll get a throw for the Falcons as we've gone under a minute to play in this first half. Mantilla fighting his way, but down he goes, and play goes on. Arell getting it over, and then the ball rolled away from Jaw.
No, Armstrong putting the pressure on.
And boomed ahead, and under 10 seconds to play. Dubois running it down. He knows he'll need to get a shot here, and he does. Wow, not a bad one at all. But it is stopped, and we have reached halftime here, and our score at the half is Armstrong 2 and Maple Grove 1. We will be back with first half highlights and then our second half of soccer here on 12 Sports.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove, a 2-1 lead for Armstrong at halftime as the Falcons put a couple of goals up on the board early, and Maple Grove answering with one of their own as we check out these first half highlights here, starting with Armstrong. Nice little pass over to Arell there from Koopman, I believe it was, and able to put that one away. That one came early on in the contest, just over 5 minutes in, and then a shot chipped out front. It slips through the keeper, and right there is Zach Nagel to bury it with the header. And the Sun might have helped out on that one, so a 2-0 lead for the Falcons. And then Maple Grove with Clune working his way free and putting the shot in, and they pull within 2-1 as we check out the first half stats.
And when you look at these numbers, you would say Maple Grove must be way ahead, but it's just the opposite. Maple Grove 14 shots taken, 5 on goal, 2 fouls, and then 8 corner kicks. Falcons on the other side, 3 shots, 2 on goal, 2 fouls, and no corners, but those 2 shots on goal counted big time.
So it is Armstrong 2, Maple Grove 1. We'll be back with our second half in just a moment.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Lights taking full effect now here at Maple Grove Stadium as the Crimson trail the Falcons of Armstrong 2-1 heading into the second half of the boys match here, along with Sig Lagery. I'm Jay Wilcox, and thanks for joining us for another season of soccer here on 12 Sports, as these teams each playing their second game of the season. And it looks like we are ready to go to begin half 2, and Armstrong in red controlling it to start it out. They were kind of, fighting off Maple Grove for a good share of that first half, but have to be happy to have this lead. They're going to flick this ball back and didn't want to take any chances there, so Eric Schneider heads it wide of the goal. It'll be another corner kick for Maple Grove. His keeper, Bennett Scheib, was out there, kind of hoping to get that ball, but he just didn't feel like he could take a chance. What if I head it past him? That wouldn't be so good. So here's Mantilla taking the corner here for Maple Grove, and it comes into the middle. Scheib getting a piece of that.
Yeah, I think of the...
and another header goes wide. And by the way, we did verify at halftime Bennett Scheib is the correct pronunciation. We had heard otherwise from the coaching staff before the game, but Bennett Scheib is the keeper for Armstrong, so we apologize, Bennett. He will put this ball in play. He got a lot of work in that first half, and of course one got by him, but he had at least one very difficult save early and was definitely involved a lot in that first half.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about Scheib is on all 9 of those corner kicks, he has managed to get his fist up there and punch some of them out.
Long throw, and DuBois turns, fires, and there's Scheib with a great stop, just as we talk about him. And DuBois trying to go low with that one and sneak it by him, and couldn't quite do so. Great opportunity, but a better save right there. We'll bounce out of play, and we get a throw for Maple Grove.
Look at that save again. DuBois powers it right into Scheib. Does a great job of not only blocking it, but then keeping it out in front.
And just as we were finishing that replay, he nearly got another opportunity there, but Scheib coming out to smother that ball. So for Armstrong, it's been quality over quantity, and Maple Grove's had the quantity of shots and attempts and everything, but only one to go in the net so far here. So we stay at 2-1, which we've been at for about 35, 38 minutes of regulation play here after all 3 of those goals came in the first 15 minutes. Arell losing it now. Here comes Riley Gill playing it ahead. Here's DuBois up the right side looking for space. Chips it back. Here's the shot and a goal. Gleckler buries it. Off a great assist from Dubois, he realized he didn't quite have the angle for the shot himself, and he dropped it back, and Gleckler stepping into it just perfectly, and Scheib, I think, got a little piece of it, but couldn't quite block it.
Here's again. Scheib just really didn't have a chance. He didn't see it in time because it developed that quickly. Nice feed from Dubois. Right there, out of the reach of the sprawling keeper. And that's a big goal, getting Maple Grove back even with the Falcons.
So Maple Grove has battled back to tie it up. Spock booting it out of there. You have to, you kind of have to have that feeling, Sig, if you're them, that, okay, we're getting a little frustrated because these aren't going in, but you have to just keep after it, keep generating chances.
Right.
It wasn't really a lot that they needed to change in terms of what they were doing, like you said at halftime.
No, they were doing everything right except finishing. That time they finished with a beautiful pass and a nice place shot by Becker.
And you really couldn't have, had a really faulted Dubois a lot if he had taken that shot from there. It wasn't a great angle anymore, but he was still in scoring territory. But he saw the field well, made probably some talk from a teammate to let him know too. And Gleckler was presented with a great opportunity by being where he should be there too. And to his credit, he made it count.
Right, and I think the other factor is that this time it wasn't Dubois by himself when he got down there. He had 2 or 3 other forwards accompanying him. In the first half, he went down there by himself a lot and had to wait for everybody else to come up on top. So I think that may have been part of the adjustment that the coaching staff put in. You got a guy going down there making good plays, getting in position. You got to help him out. Now we have a battle for the ball.
See how Armstrong responds. They've been ahead for such a long time here. Maybe this will kind of loosen them up a little bit and not feel like they have to protect a lead anymore, because now they need to try and generate some offense of their own. Edgemont trying to get free. They've done a nice job bottling him up. Coach Opel from Armstrong talking about him before the game, saying he'll be a really fun player to watch, but haven't had to call his name a whole lot. They have not been in possession in the offensive end of the field all that much here tonight.
No, but the ones they've had, they made them count.
Race is on here, and getting back to it is Schneider, and he will clear that one away. We get a throw coming for Maple Grove.
Felt a little bit of a pressure, and when that happens, the smart thing to do is get it over the touchline and let the rest of your defense get organized.
Here's Charlie Schmid to take the throw in for the Crimson. Got by the first wave, now headed out of there. Nice work there for Maple Grove by Dorholt. Good pass, drop back. Here's a shot, and it rises just over the top of the net and off the football goal post there, so a goal kick, but another excellent opportunity for Maple Grove as Mantilla let that one rip. Again, he had both of their goals in the win over Buffalo in the season opener.
See, now they're starting to get the quality shots. That's the big difference.
Scheib putting his foot to it here and gets a long ball out toward midfield. But in most instances, like here, it hasn't taken Maple Grove long to gain possession of those. Here comes Dubois running hard up the right side.
See, now he's waiting again, trying to get somebody else involved.
Nice work defensively there by Hanlon, but Maple Grove gets it back, chipped out front. Ooh, and Scheib coming out in the middle of traffic. He got bumped just a little bit. It knocked him off balance, but he stayed with it.
That was great individual effort, just hanging onto that ball when he got bumped around.
Falcons trying to get something set up. Agemont trying to step through, and Not sure if this will be a throw-in or a foul called there. And he was tripped up.
Armstrong, short kick.
So free kick here for Arell.
And given their percentages, they got a good chance. See players jockeying around for position.
Chips it to the front. It skips off a Maple Grove head, and now will come to the other side. Mantilla trying to come back and meet it, but Smith-Say had it, and then Falcons lost it briefly, but get it right back. Now a nice little pass to Say, but Mantilla runs him off it, not legally, however. Got the arm out a little bit.
Just a bit outside.
So here's Nagel lining it up for the free kick here for the Falcons. Nagel curving it to the front. All Maple Grove to it first. Ooh, Mantilla swung in that one and got contact. That one might have hurt a little bit.
Yeah, he's still feeling that one. Right in the shin guard.
Crimson end up with the ball, and Armstrong player staying down. Here's DuBois. DuBois trying to find that one. Schneider ends up taking it away. DuBois had to do an awful lot of running tonight. I was just thinking he's pretty fit. And this one will roll down. Spock able to come up and grab it, and now a Maple Grove player hobbling. I think it's Mantilla. Yeah, he's going to make his way toward the sideline. I think that was the after effect of when he tried to boot that ball and instead hit leg. And he actually took the worst of it.
Yeah, you could hear the contact on the shin guard all the way up here. I'm going to take him to the table and take a look at his leg, make sure he's okay.
And here come the Crimson up the left side. Clune takes a bump there, and it will be a throw, I believe, for Maple Grove. Clune a little slow to get up.
Yeah, I think they were asking for a foul on that. Clune went tumbling. Nope, no foul. I think they got their feet tangled up with the direct action from the Armstrong side. So it will be a throw. This one could be deep.
Try to go right back to the thrower there, but going to be a corner kick for Maple Grove.
Gee, there's something we haven't talked about.
Yeah, they've had an awful lot of them.
This is their 10th one.
Magadan will take it now with Mantilla, who'd been taking, I think, pretty much all of the previous ones laying on the training table there, getting looked at. Sent to the front. Here's a header, and that one, again, just over the top of the net. So goal kick here for Armstrong as there you get a look at Mantilla as they work on that leg.
Goal kick for Armstrong.
Okay, the last corner kick was probably one of their better ones. It was a hard shot, but it was low, right into the crowd.
Nice strong step up here for the Falcons by Smith-Say. Now he gets it to the middle of the field. Say chipping it, whoops, and his teammate didn't see it coming. It went behind him, so they had a little trouble connecting on anything on the move forward. Especially later in the game here, obviously. They got a couple goals early. One of them was off a direct pass. We had a handball call there, so Maple Grove quickly going back to the attack on the free kick. However, it's not going to work out well for them as it rolls all the way out of bounds. Say we'll take the throw in here for the Falcons. Arell turning up the line. Dubois picked his pocket. And then Armstrong able to get it back. Then Dubois takes it back the other way. And this is going to be, what do we got here?
I think it's going to be a throw in for Maple Grove.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought too, but it looks like instead Armstrong, yeah, it looks like Armstrong will get a free kick out of it just before it went out.
Yeah, I think maybe Dubois caught the leg of the guy. He was trying to push it on. But again, you can see how quick and aggressive Dubois is.
Ooh, hard collision there, and Arell goes down. Edgemont trying to get to it for Armstrong, and Dakota Weigel booting it ahead.
This second half has been a lot more physical than the first half.
Weigel dropping it over. Maple Grove looking to attack up the left side. And they got a little bunched up though, and nearly cost them with a turnover there. And they quickly take it away as Gleckler up with it for the Crimson. Dubois took a little bump as he tried to spin to the middle. Official kind of give him a little head shake. Nope, play on. Again, the Crimson win that ball at midfield, though, and they get it ahead now to Magadan. Looking to Clune. Clune trying to hold off the defender. And then he was tripped up deep down in the corner there. So a free kick here for Maple Grove. It won't quite be a corner kick, but it's only about a foot away or so, a little more, a couple feet.
Yeah, it's darn close.
So Antonio Magadan will line it up here for Maple Grove. Mantilla is back up and looking to check back in. So it looks like that leg injury not terribly serious at the moment anyway. Nagel out of there with it. And they quickly take it back. Magadan chipping it to the middle and broken up as he tried to go to Clune. Comes right back in though to Dubois. Dubois turning, looking, firing, and scores! 3-2 Crimson. Great footwork in short space there. Isn't hard to see why Ryan Dubois is considered.
Number 24,
right underneath the keeper. 13 may have screened him a little bit, but that was a wonderful shot. Here it is again, stepping around, seeing where the opening is, and then takes
now
it.
into the Crimson, number 7.
And that gives Maple Grove the lead for the first time in the match.
Juan Mantilla.
Dubois will get a little breather. Mantilla comes back in. Tyler Markvey also back in for Maple Grove. So we said Dubois has been running a lot, and he did a heck of a job. You know, one of the things that he did best there, Tusig, was not really panicking, even though he was in some traffic. He got what he wanted out of that by being strong with the ball and just patient as well. You know, there's people around, but you don't have to panic, and he got away a good low shot.
Yeah, we've been watching him all this game and also from last year. And the same thing, a lot of hustle, a lot of desire, a lot of speed.
And before Magadan can take this, we have a player down for Maple Grove, Zugli. And I was wondering if, I was going to say, this early in the season, a lot of times you're going to see cramps, and I kind of suspect that's what this is. Yeah. I didn't want to jinx it by bringing it up before, but we hadn't really seen any of this. Nice sportsmanship, too, by one of the Armstrong captains, Nagel, helping out.
I'd like to see that.
I think a lot of these guys, you know, play some summer soccer together, or at least run across each other. And, you know, there's probably some friendships among a lot of the teams in the conference, really, too.
And they all know each other.
Now Magadan will take this corner. Banged right back out of there, and it will be a corner again, as it was an Armstrong player getting to it first there. They
don't seem to be as bunched up right now in front of the net on these corners. Not as much as they were before. Oh, a low shot, went way inside.
Didn't hit that one the way he wanted to, so a goal kick coming up here for Armstrong. Falcons now trailing it for the first time tonight, 3-2 after that goal by DuBois. So Scheib been tested, even though Maple Grove hasn't had, necessarily any more volume of shots in the second half. They have gotten more good ones, and pretty hard to fault him really on any of the goals that they've scored.
Well, that's true.
Crimson win it right back, jabbed away, but it'll be a throw for Maple Grove. They have been in attack mode pretty much all night. And for a while it wasn't paying off, but now they have gone ahead 3-2. Barron taking this throw. Or excuse me, Brody Karen. Mixing up his first and last initials there. Here's an opportunity. Gleckler stepping forward. He fires and he scores. His second of the night. Just coming straight forward on that one.
Same kind of shot. Low on the ground. Pass the defender. Splits the defense and then puts it on the opposite side of where Scheib was. Second goal tonight for Gleckler. And that's a big one. That puts Maple Grove up 4-2 with 22 minutes to go.
So you're wondering if that, possession time and all those chances were going to pay off, and the answer ultimately becomes yes.
Yeah, the difference was they made adjustment up front, getting more players involved.
Big tangle up here, and both players go down.
And of course, the other factor may be the Armstrong defense is getting a little tired. They've been on their heels most of the game.
Win against Maple Grove, and I'm not sure did Mancia get a yellow card. It looks like he might have.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like he'll be coming on out. So Scheib will take this free kick here. Sent ahead toward DuBois. DuBois looking to beat the defender. He shoots for the far side, and Scheib just gets, no, I guess he didn't get a piece of it. It'll be a goal kick. Oh, I thought he hit it, and it looked like again that he might have hit it.
Out for the Falcons, Crimson corner kick.
Oh, it is a goal. I thought the official had pointed toward the goal, but yeah, he got a piece of that definitely.
Well, they are certainly getting their opportunity to practice their corner kicks. This is number 13.
Magadan will take it here. Armstrong to it first. Knocked down and played to the outside to DuBois. Nice job to keep that one alive by Say. And a nice move there up the sideline, but then Nagel sent sprawling as he collided with a Crimson player, and he's very slow to get up right now.
He tripped over the knee and then landed on his right knee. So he's hobbling a little bit. Center referee Bill Krataski asking him if he's okay.
Looks like Nagel wants to stay in the game.
Yeah, he does. And while we're at it, the assistant referees for this match, Todd Anderson and Khalid El Haddad.
And number 21, Brendan Mayer.
Mayer will come back in, also Joulor for the Falcons here. Maple Grove able to win possession back. Clune getting to it. Clune looking for an opening and run off it there by Schneider, but it will be a corner kick once more for Maple Grove.
Ball out off the Falcon. Crimson corner kick.
Magadan will take this corner here for Maple Grove. Looking far post this time. Here's a header. Oh, and Scheib makes the stop, and then it's spinning, falls right into his lap as he was down.
But finally, Maple Grove got that corner kick exactly where they wanted it.
Ooh, that one drilled into the midsection of Eichmann there.
Watch this. This is a nice kick. High, comes down. Here's a header. And this time keeps in front, looks up and says, hey, look what I got. Good piece of goaltending.
A foul call here against Maple Grove, so Armstrong will get a free kick.
Foul on Maple Grove. Armstrong with the free kick.
Hanlon teeing it up. Nagel trying to get between a couple of guys there. And Maple Grove drills it out. I think Armstrong wanted a handball call there in the box. But I think if it did happen, they're ruling incidental. Nagel blocking that clear attempt and jabbed away from him. This will be a corner kick for Armstrong.
Ball out off the Crimson. Armstrong corner kick.
So Nagel lining it up here on the corner kick for the Falcons. They could really use one here, obviously down by 2.
This is their first corner. Wow, way too far.
Looking far side with it. And they're unable to control it, so an opportunity goes by the wayside there. It'll be a goal kick for Maple Grove. Coming in for Maple Grove, Caleb Robinson now, number 12, a freshman, and also Zugli back in.
Zugli, and number 12, Caleb Robinson.
Zugli getting to it here for Maple Grove. They'll drop it back. Played long through the middle, but broken up there by the Falcons. Nagel trying to get to it, and we will get a call there going.
Yep, Nagel pushed him in the back before as he was going down.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty good positioning by the freshman Robinson. I was kind of thinking that I was raising an eyebrow if it was going to be on him, and it was not. Though.
No. He was pushed on the back.
Gleckler steps into it here for Maple Grove. Now Dubois trying to control this ball as he does battle there with Hanlon. They've had their share of battles tonight, and they pat each other on the back after a little collision there.
Yeah, they've been...
And we were talking about cramps, and there's the telltale sign right there that Dubois is trying to fight him off. Long throw in here. Comes right back out now to Gill. Gill crossing it, broken up. Then volleyed high out front, and Scheib backpedaling stops that one from Magadan. Falcons trying to win that ball back and send it right up the middle. Then it pinballs off of Eichmann there.
Yeah, Armstrong having a tough time getting their offensive line moving. And as soon as they hit that Maple Grove defense, they get stopped.
Race is on here. Clune trying to get around Schneider, and he scrambles forward. Ball rolls out, or what are we going to have here? Might it be a penalty kick?
I don't know, but there's some discussion going on down there. I don't think it's going to be a penalty kick.
Armstrong in the box.
Oh, I could be wrong.
Yeah, looks like it is.
PK.
It is PK upcoming. And Dubois will take it here for Maple Grove.
We'll have to take a look at that again after this kick.
Dubois trying to stretch the lead, and he misses. Trying to go to the low to the corner, and he tried to be a little too fine and missed it. So Armstrong still alive here, down 4-2.
Well, that was the right idea. Get the ball low to a corner, either one. Just didn't get enough. I don't think he got enough power on it because it kind of drifted off to the left.
I think sometimes you have it in your head that when you're going to the corner that it has to be, right in the corner.
A finesse shot.
Yeah.
If you watch the pros, they hit those shots just as hard as they would any other shot because you don't want to give the keeper any chance to get over there. So Armstrong now needs to pull the rabbit out of the hat in the final 12 minutes to get back into the game.
Yeah, that was crucial for them. I mean, if that goes in, it's over. As it is, it's still going to be a very tall order, but at least they have hope.
Right. You have an opportunity. So it's a shot that goes to the right. Boy, Armstrong needs to go back to its basic as he did in the first half. They were moving the ball well and then closing in. But they've been stifled here in the second half.
Battle for it at midfield. Both guys go down. See what our call is here. Flag was up, and this is going to be a foul call against Maple Grove.
Foul on Maple Grove. Free kick for Armstrong.
Mayer taking this free kick here for the Falcons. And Gleckler booming that one out of there. Gleckler's had an interesting night. He's been playing, in the back for a good chunk of the night, but also has 2 goals. Had a pretty effective outing here for the Crimson.
That's making you most of your time on the field.
Sent ahead for Clune, and Scheib's going to come out. He realized he was just about a step out of the box and had to squeeze back in there and boom it out of there.
Yeah, that could have been a disaster.
Nice throw into Dubois, and he steps around the defender. Dubois, and hits the outside of the net.
Oh, wow.
He's had a very good game, but he could have easily had more, and it looks like maybe the Falcons did get a piece of it, though. It is a corner kick. Just a great move by Dubois to get around the D, and then here's the shot, and
he
deflected by Scheib.
He got a finger on it. Otherwise, they would have gone in. I think they would have gone just inside that near post for a goal.
Off the corner, it's booted high and wide here. It will be a goal kick for Armstrong.
Subs coming in.
One thing I would have to think that Greg Leininger and Chad Morse, the Maple Grove coaches, have to be happy about has been generally pretty relentless play.
Yes.
Sometimes you have lulls and guys aren't going after it hard all the time, but I would say for the most part tonight they've been every 50-50 ball they've been going after hard, and any play they had a chance to make they've been going after pretty hard.
Yeah, they've been playing consistently the entire match. I mean, it's full participation.
This one lofted and will land on the back of the net, and so a goal kick upcoming here for Armstrong once again.
Oh, you're absolutely right. There's been absolutely no pulling you back on their play, being aggressive, being part of everything, controlling the play of the match. They played a very, very good game. I was shocked in the first half that they didn't score any more goals, but they've made up for it in the second half.
And we get a push call there going against Armstrong, or excuse me, against Maple Grove. So right from near midfield, this one served out front. Broken up there. And then that ball lost. Gleckler stepping up to boom it out of there, and might have been a handball there. Not kind of inadvertent, but still a handball call. So Armstrong will get a free kick out of it with a little over 8 minutes to go. Maple Grove leading it by a score of 4-2. They trailed 2-0 at one point, but have, you know, pretty much controlled the play all night long, even when they were trailing for the most part. And now it's paid off. 3 second half goals have them up front 4-2. Here's Arell firing, and Schbach able to make the stop. He has not had much work at all for a long time, so that one it probably felt good for him to kind of get back involved a little bit.
Yeah, just to make the contact.
Crimson get it down the field in short order, but then lost it. They will, however, get it back. Not for long. Arell sending it up. Hman battling. And he gets it back here. Jabbed away by Gleckler. It will be a throw for Armstrong. And Nagel will sub back in for the Falcons. He had one of their goals in that first half. Another illegal throw. Boy, Armstrong, that's one thing they're going to have to talk about a little bit, because that's, what, 3 or 4 of those tonight.
That's 3, and every one of those is a turnover.
And that's, quite frankly, something that before varsity soccer you should have down a little bit. I mean, obviously at times you can,
right.
You know, you see something real late and you change your mind and it kind of happens, but that's more than they could, than they want to see, obviously.
Yeah, 3 in one game is too many.
A little shove call there against Maple Grove. We will get a free kick here for the Falcons. Arell surveying the field here. Knocked down, but the Falcons get it back. Arell, nice ball ahead there, and then a little chip. Ajman trying to get to it.
Well, that's tough sledding down there.
Yeah, the Falcons, I mean, you give Maple Grove D credit. They've just very rarely, if ever, been beaten one-on-one. You know, they're in a good position to start with, but they're also not allowing a dribbler to attack them.
No.
Up the sideline, it'll be a throw for Armstrong, I thought. No, maybe not.
I think he bounced it off the Armstrong player.
Now in for Maple Grove. Number 11, Jeff Clune. Number 24, Ryan
Clune back in, DuBois back in. Here's DuBois up with it for Maple Grove, chipping it across and just failing to connect with Winkleman there on the far side. And then the Falcons able to boom it out of there and play it back here to Weigel. And we have a player injured for Maple Grove, and that's Gleckler. He's slowly to his feet now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got a little bit bumped there, but he's also darn tired. He's been up and down this field all night long.
Fortunately for Maple Grove, too, they had possession, so they could kind of make sure things slowed down and the official could spot it. Mark V coming back in here for Maple Grove. We tick down to 4 minutes remaining here, 4-2 Maple Grove lead. And sent out front, and Shy about to get it. And that one will get out of play. We get a throw for Maple Grove. So looks as though the Crimson are going to start their season 2-0 here, the way things are shaping up. And Armstrong will be 0-2, although I think you could make the case that they've started out with probably, two of the better teams they might see on their slate this year. So
yeah. Well, he said they led the game earlier on, and they just let it slip away. But you have to give credit to the Crimson team for being so persistent and not backing off.
Yeah, I don't think, though, even at 2-1 at halftime, it could have been a very comfortable lead because they were being outplayed by a fairly significant margin, even though they were ahead.
Right, and yeah, we talked about that with looking at the stats of the first half.
Chipping it to the front. Shibe out of the pack to get a piece. Now sent through, and they'll have to run it down here. Zaver chipping it. It went off a defender, and then Shibe almost overran that one, partly because of that deflection. Hammered out of there by Weigel. And it will go out of play, and a throw coming here for Maple Grove.
Not too bad.
Opportunity again for the Crimson. Here's Dubois. Turns, fires, and scores. Dubois finally getting that second one of the night when it seemed as though we were going to a couple of other times.
Oh, just a rocket right past the sprawling. Look at this. Wham. That thing hit the back of the net before Shibe could even see it.
So a 5-2 lead now for Maple Grove. Again, they were down 2-0 at one point, so the last 5 goals have been theirs. 4 of them coming here in this second half.
Yeah, and again, it's because of their relentless attack.
And they go to Coon Rapids on Thursday, and it'll be a morning game. I suspect because the football teams starting play many of them that night. Then they go host Elk River back here on next week on the first day of school, the 6th of September. And so for Armstrong, they've got Osseo coming up Wednesday night, tomorrow night. That will be at Armstrong High School. So we go under a minute to play in the contest here, and Maple Grove pulling away. A couple of goals for Jack Gleckler, a couple of goals for Ryan Dubois, one for Jeff Clune, and a 5-2 advantage here for the Crimson as they look to seal up win number 2 on this 2016 campaign.
Boy, they're not done yet.
Opportunity late here for Maple Grove, under a half minute to go. And scooped up here by Shibe. Knocked ahead, the race is on. And And there's Spock coming out to smother that one in the final seconds. And the horn sounds to end this one. So Maple Grove closing strong after falling behind. And they roll to a 5-2 win. And Sig, they look like a team that might be in for a pretty decent season here.
It certainly does. If they keep up that kind of attack and that kind of desire through an entire game, that's going to be very difficult to come up against.
So Maple Grove wins the girls' game earlier, and they take the boys' game as well. Our final score here tonight at Maple Grove, Crimson 5, Falcons 2 for Sig Ligary and all of our crew. MJ Wilcox, good night from Maple Grove.